It's time to get Week 7 started, and Week 7 of the SFL will kick off this evening at Vipe Sports Stadium as the Houston Headhunters play host to the Vancouver Legion. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs, and with me in the booth is Gerald Smith, our staff crew tonight, Justin Reside, and Joshua Dorr, along with our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Gerald, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. We got a couple of teams who've won 4 straight. One's 4-0, the other one's 4-1. I don't think this is. We always talk about, like, you and I both agree that the best games in the playoffs was the semifinals.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like last week we got one. I feel like we have another semifinal game in the regular season this week as well.
I agree, and we've got some tribute uniforms of sorts tonight, as you've got Houston wearing a tribute to The Program. If you remember, it was a 90s movie, wasn't it, The Program?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they still got some tribute uniforms tonight. Vancouver wearing their classic whites, and it should be a great one. Looking to see which one of these teams can get that 5th win on the season and join DC up top. It's going to be Houston that gets the ball first tonight on offense, as this return is brought up to the 28-yard line. And man, I was expecting to see DR Sim returning kicks, but you got Chris Henry back there.
Yeah, that was, I don't know. He had such a good week last week. I don't know why they let King Henry grab the ball, but
veterans rest.
Yeah, I guess so.
So first down and 10 from the 28-yard line. That is where John Lakeman, the Lake Man, as we lovingly refer to him as, will get things started. Approaching 1,000 yards on the season. He's got 7 touchdown passes. He's going to hand it off to get things started. Tino Sosa, who had a fantastic game last week. He's got 100 carries on the season and 430 yards and 3 touchdowns. All 3 of those categories are 3rd best in the league. Goes for -1 on the first play of the day at TFL for Kevin Brackett.
Oh.
Nice run. Tackles being broken, moves being made. Baloo Scott, she picks up 10 yards and gets 3rd down and 1.
Watch this. The guard right there blew a guy up right off the line, pancaked him, did his job. It was a thing of beauty. But being able to get down that far, make it a really good 3rd and manageable here.
I formation on 3rd down. The Lake Band hands it off. Pressure into the backfield immediately. And the TFL will put this drive to a close. Gerald Giudice got in the backfield. Man, it looked like it was almost pre-snap when he got back there.
Look, and that was Giudice who got pancaked on the play before he comes through. He said, no, not this time. I'm going to get my guy. And right there, he just came through, shot the gap, and shut it down.
So quick 3 and out for Houston as Sonny J punts this one away. Christian Brown getting ready to come out on the field on offense. First, Brett Killian returns that ball up to the 33-yard line. Christian Brown, he is in all-star form already this season. You talked about him in the pregame show. Quarterback rating of 106.4 on the season. That is best in the league. Let's talk about some of the other categories he's top in. How about touchdowns? Second most in the league with 8. Only 3 interceptions. That's second best in the league. Completion percentage, 62.3. That's 3rd best in the league. Absolutely balling out this season is Christian Brown. And it certainly helps when you have the best rushing game in the league as well. And they'll get started with a run that goes only for a single-yard gain. Let's roll through the starting offense for Vancouver. We've obviously talked about quarterback Christian Brown. You've got Devin Lloyd at halfback. J.W. Doyle and Jalen Wells are the fullbacks. Nick Lockett, D'Angelo Lopez, Brett Killian, and Ezekiel Bear are the wide receivers. That one goes to J.W. Doyle. He'll pick up a couple of yards. John Michael Sudeth is the tight end. And on the O-line, we've got Gregory Winnell, Frank Burks, Mango S. Moody, Zach Turner, and Oliver Couch. 3rd down and 7. Brown, his first pass of the game, wide open. Brett Killian up to the 40-yard line. in Houston territory, and that's how you convert a third down.
Yeah, Brett Killian in his 6'5" frame coming right across, getting right in front of the defenders there, being able to pick the ball right out of the sky. I mean, that's what you throw it. That's where you throw it to the big guys right there. Throw it up high to where nobody else can grab, and that's a big third down conversion because, I mean, Houston was looking to get off of the field and kind of keep a little bit of momentum. And,
right,
you know, credit to Vancouver. They are among the league's best in converting on third down.
They sure are. Going back down to the ground, that one's immediately wrapped up and tackled for no gain on the play. Jason Peace, the longtime linebacker. 7 seasons in the league, all of which have been with the Headhunters. 2-time All-Star. He was in the All-Star game this past season, Jared.
Yeah, look, and I think he's going to be a big part of this game as well, right? As the game goes on, I know Juan Mississippi gets a lot of the accolades so far, but, you know, so far, that's the first mixed tackle by Houston.
Devin Lloyd with a 4-yard pickup, another 3rd down and 6 coming up. See if Vancouver goes back to the passing game again.
Yeah, look, and on that, like, Houston is pretty good on the defensive side as well, right? Only allowing 42% on defense.
On the edge of field goal range, Doyle in the backfield. Brown will throw, rolls out left, decides to run with it himself, and gets sacked. Great pursuit by the defenders, and brought down in the backfield. Don Rohr is going to be credited with the sack, but half the sack also Al Ingram III, who chased him out of the pocket.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing right there. They got themselves in a really, really good spot right there, right? And this is what we were kind of expecting to see right here, right? Like, is Houston going to have enough on defense to slow down that offensive efficiency on third down by Vancouver? And so far, at least on this drive, their defense has been up to the task.
So 3 and out on their opening possession, and now they start back at their own 12-yard line. All runs in the first possession. Have not yet seen the Lake man throw the ball. Under center here on first down. They'll stick to the ground, handing that one off to Sosa. He'll get only back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. John Lakeman is the quarterback. You got Tino Sosa and Baloo Scott a halfback. Toriano Rivera is the fullback. Toby Bonnets, Mike St. Green, DR Sim, Greg Corky. Those are your receivers. And at tight end, Daisy Peace. Brett Gorski on the O-line, along with Barry Simeon, Scott Calvin, a.k.a. Santa Claus, Sarah Bergens, and Emmanuel Petrilla. The Lake man to throw for the first time tonight. Goes over the middle. And, I thought he overthrew his target, but no, he was looking deeper. Toby Bonnets with the big catch.
Toby Bonnets coming up really big right here on this down to be able to pull it in. It's only his 10th catch of the season, but he just so happens to actually lead his team in touchdown receptions. Coming up really big right there, having a small step on the defender, and the Lake man was able to put it right where it needed to be, and he held on to it.
Had about 34 yards on that pass. Lake man checks this one down. Tino Sosa gets the catch. Only picks up 2. But, yeah, you mentioned Bonnet's not used heavily as far as targets goes, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the season, actually leads the team.
And he actually has like the longest reception on the team too, with the 54-yarder at some point during the season so far.
High formation on 2nd down and 8. Hand that ball off. Running straight up the gut is Baloo Scott. He nearly had her head taken off. 3rd down and a manageable 3 coming up.
Yeah, and they're actually, I'm just scrolling through here to see, and they're top 10 in conversions on 3rd down at 53% as an offense. Houston is, so, but we know Vancouver is really, really good on 3rd down. The league's the best on 3rd down, preventing those conversions.
Peace in motion down to the bottom. The Lake man will throw on 3rd and short, finding DR Sim straight over the middle, and that'll move the chains and keep this drive going.
Man, this has been pretty interesting so far, right? To pick up that big long third, I don't think it was a 3rd down, but they on their first pass play, throw it really deep to Bonnets, able to pick it off, and it's It's right over the middle right now. What they do to get Dear Sim involved as well. And now they are on fringe field goal range at this moment.
Juan Mississippi in the chat. He's a big fan of the seasoning MSG, alternative to salt.
I don't have that in my repertoire.
Either that or he's talking about Mike St. Green, but Mike St. Green hasn't done anything yet. So I'm going to go with the seasoning. The Lake Man up top. Oh, there he is. You know what? He's just Nostradamus down there in the chat. Juan Mississippi identifying who is going to get thrown to next. Mike St. Green with his first catch of the day. It's another Houston first down.
Yeah, he's almost like Beetlejuice. He did MSG twice. You said it for the third time, and he just materialized.
There he is.
Went right according to Juan Mississippi's plan.
First down and 10. Ball spotted at the 18-yard line inside the red zone. The Lake Man short drop, quick pass, and that one's broken up. He's trying to get it out to DR Sim, but a good pass breakup by Drew Hamilton. Second down.
Yeah, it was, and you don't typically see that from the best wide receiver of all time in the SFL drop a pass like that, especially over the middle in key moments.
Three receiver set on second down. Lake Man, 5-step drop, rolls out to the left, goes back even further, throws towards the end zone, and almost connects with the security guard who appears to be his intended target on that one.
Yeah, and guess what? And DR Sim's like, man, why you threw it out of bounds? I could have got that if you would have just didn't lead me out of bounds.
I'm telling you,
but
he was targeting the guard.
But look, here it is, third down. They're still in a good spot right here that they can do just about anything, right? You want to play conservative, maybe run a little ball, maybe dump off to a safety net and see what you get out of it. I wouldn't risk it too much, and unless you know you have something pretty big.
Four receiver set on third and 10. The Lake Man, deep drop, rolling out right, decides to run with it and gets sacked. Brought down this time by Achilles Papatonis, and still inside a field goal range, but it'll make it a little bit more of a tricky kick for Sonny J.
Yeah, I'm not sure I think the Lake Man was looking down the field. They didn't see, Papatonis right in his face. Just took it down, just ran right into the man's chest, a gift of a sack, but that's Papatonis' second sack on the season to stop this drive.
41 yards from the right hash. Sonny J, kick is up, kick is good. And the first points of the day are scored. 10th field goal of the season for Sonny J. And the Headhunters are able to strike first in this one.
And Sonny J has got a leg. Like it seems like ever since he kicked that long field goal against Albuquerque to win it in Albuquerque, I don't know, he's got like super leg or something. That was a 40-something yarder. He could probably hit it from 60, it looked like.
He's got a 51-yard long on the season. We'll see if he can top that tonight. Of course, Houston not looking to just get field goals, but Sonny J probably happy with him.
Yeah, they're not doing it the old Rev route and just let Boudreaux kick it to the kick you to wins for an entire season.
Kick you to the semifinals.
Kick me to the semifinals.
Sure
Look,
did.
I'm gonna be forever in that man's debt. We leaned on that leg for about 3 seasons.
Yeah. All right, let's see if Vancouver can get something going here on offense. They're going to start off with another run. J.W. Doyle takes that one around the left side, picks up about 5 yards, second down and 5.
Look, and as we're going to see this game progress, and specifically Houston on defense, very seldom are you going to see more than one person needed to take a defender, an offensive player down.
Pass down the right sideline is complete for a big gain to the tight end, John Michael Suddeth.
He looks like an offensive lineman. He's very, of course, we know John Michael Suddeth is a very, very large man, 6'7", but he's at 278. That's an offensive lineman catching a pass downfield. Very, very large.
And somehow the 210-pound Kai Cash just laid him out like he was a rag doll. Ball spotted now at midfield. First down and 10. 3 receivers down to the bottom, one to the top. Brown is going to hand this one off. Doyle with the carry. He'll only pick up about a yard on the play. Let's roll through the Houston defense. On the defensive line, you got Mac Dre Don Rohr, Alex Dominguez, and Anthony Stover. At linebacker, 4 of them, Jason Peace, Garrett Evans, Juan Mississippi, and Blake B. Craze. Get to the secondary after this. Short run by Devin Lloyd. 3rd down and 9 coming up. In the secondary, you got Dustin Sakasi, John Barnhart, Kai Cash, Guy Incognito, Al Ingram III, and Chris, a.k.a. King Henry. 3rd and 9, Vancouver still looking for the first points of the day. Brown back to throw, goes over the middle and finds his target, Ezekiel Bear. The second season player, I should say, picks up the first down on that catch.
Yeah, and it's been 3rd and longs that they have converted so far, right? It hadn't been really 3rd and shorts that they're converting, right? Being able to get in 3rd and long and have the confidence to actually go there and find a guy open and being able to pull it in. So, I mean, yeah, look, they've been the best in the league on 3rd down for a reason, and that proves it just right there.
First down and 10 now from the 31, inside of field goal range now, at least, as Doyle is able to pick up 4, and that might be the final play of the first quarter.
Look, and you're going to see right here, like I mentioned earlier, like the Houston defense doesn't really need more than one person to bring down an offensive player.
1 quarter down, 3 quarters to go here from Houston. Got a close one so far. Not a lot of scoring. Houston out in front, 3-0 over Vancouver. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. Got Justin Reside, Joshua Doerr on stats with us tonight. Cameron Irvine, our producer. Brown throws. Tried to get his way all the way down to the end zone. Overthrew his target. 3rd down and 6.
I think they had something there. I just think he just missed it, right? If he could have let him a little bit over toward the hash, a little bit more, I think we could have been looking at a 6-3 game.
Bunch set on 3rd down. Brown drops straight back. Quick pass over the middle to Killian. A good timing route is all it takes to move the chains. Quick pass to BK12. Good for the first.
And I know what they're trying to do right here. They played man coverage there, right? When you get in man coverage, they're more reactionary to where the receivers are going, and it's all, in my opinion, not that it means anything, it's all predicated on the pressure that you get off of the man coverage, right? Like, if you're going to do pressure, I do think you need to hit them with a little bit of bump right there to kind of get them off their game right off the line. But we're gonna see how it's going to keep shaking out as the game progresses.
Empty backfield on 1st down and 10. Brown under quick pressure, shakes off the sack. He's going to run forward and slides after a gain of 3. The least sacked quarterback in the league, and it's partly because of things like that. He's able to shake off defenders with relative ease at times.
Yeah, Blake Craze had his eyes were too big. Thought he had a for sure sack right there, but just peeled right off of him. He's able to get a run to just, not take a sack.
Sticking to the empty backfield now. Sudeth in motion to the top. Short drop for Brown, under pressure again. Throws into the end zone and connects for the touchdown. Ezekiel Bear gets the catch, gets the score.
Yeah, Ezekiel Bear being able to come up and actually killing in these slants right over the middle right there. Bear comes through and gets his second receiving touchdown on the season, but look, it gets Vancouver somewhat of the momentum, right? They're able to answer that long drive that Houston put together of one of their own, and they converted quite a few 3rd downs on that drive to keep this thing going.
Extra point is up and good, and Vancouver is able to take the lead away from Houston, 7-3 over the Headhunters. It's been a minute, and we hope you haven't forgotten. It's super simple to smash that like button and help the channel out. We crossed 8,500 subscribers, so subscribe and join that group if you haven't already, so you'll never miss a minute of a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Thank you for your support of the Virtual Football Network and the Simulation Football League.
And Houston's going to have to answer here, right? That way they kind of keep, somewhat of the momentum they had on that last drive, right? They're going to have to make sure to get something going, or at least drive it deep into Vancouver territory.
Ball is handed off. Nice stiff arm thrown by Tino Sosa. We saw that quite a bit last week, Gerald. Sosa just bowling through defenders like a bulldozer.
Yeah, being able to, get... And it was something crazy last week. He kept bulldozing the same guy over, poor big dog Sean Moore last week, but he's putting out the arm this week.
They're down and 2.
The pursuit on the Vancouver defense right there had that lineman. Look at all the people they had in the box. If you look on a second monitor, they had 10 people in the box, and they were able to shut it down. They had a single high safety.
It takes a village. Pitch to try to get the first, and they get it. As Sosa picks up the first down. Good blocking, set that one up. Let's look at this Vancouver defense. You've got on the defensive line Kevin Brackett, Achilles Papatonis, Chris Joseph, and Gerald Giudice. At linebacker is Josh Farnsey, DJ Woods, and Marquise Reed. The secondary is Emmanuel Blackman, Michael Lister, Ron Hoff, Jack Russell, Drew Hamilton, and Mark Lopez. First down and 10 from the 35. Short drop, quick pass over the middle. And that one is complete to Toby Bonnets.
Bonnets being like the favorite target so far, right? Get a second catch on the day and coming up pretty big right there. Just leaking out right over the middle, right? Getting just beyond the safety playing a little bit short. It's been a clean game so far. I can't complain. I say that somebody's gonna throw a pick real soon. I know, and I apologize.
Christian Brown with a perfect quarterback rating, 158.3. The Lake Man has got a respectable triple-digit number as well, 107.4. 5 of 7 for 77 yards so far in this one. Lake Man shuffles backwards, and Gerald, why do you say things? Why do you speak?
Idea. I saw the ball thrown. I just covered my eyes.
Ron Hoff almost made you a hated man.
Yeah, he did. Like let's just not. Jeez.
Oh boy. Second down and 10. Lake Man throws down to the bottom. DR Sim catches it at the line of scrimmage. Can't gain anything off of it. And Justin Reside saying you cursed the Lake Man. Of all the quarterbacks for you to do a broadcaster's curse,
I should have waited.
Why would you do it to the Lake Man? He's our guy.
I know. I should have waited. Shame on me.
Shame on you for sure.
I'm getting no good cooked food today from this Houston establishment.
Nope. They're down in 10. The Lake Man rolling out left. He's going to try to get it himself, but he can't get it done as Papatonis chases him down. 5-yard pickup, but not enough to move the sticks. Fourth down, and Sonny J on to punt.
Yeah, look, and he gave it a good try right there. Just didn't see what he wanted, right? Been able to do it. The pocket was getting a little bit muddy in the middle. He broke it and wasn't able to get the line to gain, but they're hoping to pin him a little bit deep inside the 20.
Oh, fumble. Picked up by Vancouver, though, as they're able to dodge a bullet on that one. Brett Killian. Oh, I think he probably should have fair caught that one. Defense was right in his face. Forced fumble.
The AI was on the spot. He knew where he needed to be.
Sure did.
By AI, I mean Mark Lopez.
So first down and 10 from the 16 for Vancouver. Baloo Scott with the forced fumble of all players. Christian Brown throws an interception, picked off by Al Ingram III. And Houston is going to start with the ball in the red zone.
Christian Brown's fourth interception on the season. And Our Ingram, the third right there, said, hey, we didn't get our turnover right there on that play, but we'll get it right here. And this is coming from a team who does not take the ball away particularly well all season. They give it away more than they actually get it. So as I say it, look, Lakeman didn't throw his interception. Somebody else got cursed. Sorry, Vancouver. It happened.
So Houston, just like that, back on offense. The Lakeman goes back, throws, and short pickup of 4. Gets that one out to Greg Corky. So no sooner than you said is, oh boy, it's been a clean game. Ron Hoff nearly picks it off. And then Brett Killian fumbles. Fortunately recovered by Vancouver. But then Christian Brown says, don't worry, Houston. We'll give it back to you, and throws a pick.
Yeah, I should not say that.
Pitch down to the bottom. Great blocking on that one. Sosa is able to pick up decent yardage, but good tackle on the play. 3rd down and 2.
Oh, the Bulldog and Jack Russell, I think he saved a touchdown right there because it had so many men on the box and how well that was blocked. The Bulldog had to come in there and actually save the day, or else I think we're looking at, possibly a 10-7 game.
Lakeman hands that one off. Wow, what a punishing run. Baloo Scott sets up Houston with a 1st and goal.
Why must she murder somebody? This is the second time she murdered Brett Killian on the fumble, and then she just murdered a defender right there. Like, what is going on?
So 1st down and goal from the 7. Houston trying to reclaim their lead. The Lakeman rolls back, rolls right, throws over the middle, and that one's,
what was that?
I don't know, awkwardly caught. Campbell gets the catch, but I don't even know if he was the intended target.
No, I think he stole it from someone else. Looked like he was going to someone else. He just stood right in front of him. Daisy Peace probably gonna be mad.
Ball is handed off, and Sosa's hammered and knocked down for no gain on the play.
Jeez. The linebacker coming there and sacrifice his body.
3rd down and goal. Field goal will not give them the lead back. Only a touchdown will. Sosa hit and then dives into the end zone for the touchdown, and Houston reclaims the lead.
And that was a pretty patient run by Sosa right there, right? A lot of stuff got pushed in the backfield, right? He's able to just stay patient, navigate his way through it, but it just cleared right after, right? You know what I mean? So, and he's able to just kind of almost walk in. I know he dived in, but watch it right here. Everything got messed up there, but it cleared right in the middle for him to just kind of nearly walk it in. So,
yeah.
What a way to take that turnover that you got and turn it into the maximized amount of points you can get off of that, which is 7, pending the extra point, and get themselves, a little bit of the momentum back.
Yeah, Sosa easily could have walked that in, just chose to dive for style points, I believe. Extra point is up and good. Houston back out in front, 10-7. As I imagine we're going to do a lot of back and forth in this one, Gerald. I don't think we've seen the last lead change of the night.
No, look, and that's the thing. If Houston, I do think the key to them winning is to just look. If Vancouver gets the 3rd down for some reason, they just flip a switch and they actually start moving the ball at a lot better rate. Just like this one, it was the very first play from scrimmage from Vancouver after the punt, and they threw a pick. If they're going to try and force them into turnovers, I do think it could be on 1st and 2nd down, because for whatever reason, Vancouver turns it up better than any other team on 3rd down.
Brett Killian making the heart of all the Vancouver faithful jump into their throat there, deciding to spin right before he got hit.
Especially after he just fumbled on the last time he touched it.
It was like 2 hands for safety, Brett. Christian Brown threw an interception on the last offensive snap for Vancouver. Decides to do a delayed handoff this time to Doyle, and a short pickup on the play. 2nd down.
I mean, this Houston team, for whatever reason, they just tackle so well. And I think if you tackle well, right, and you don't allow the defender to slip through your, like your tackles and everything else, I do think it increases your chances of winning and making their, like the down and distance a lot longer. Look.
Devin Lloyd with a short pickup and a quick 3rd down now for Vancouver. They, after turning it over on the last possession, they want to keep this drive going here.
And this is of the third and short variety, not the third and long variety. Let's see what they do here.
Brown back to pass on third down, goes up top, and player was in coverage. He's trying to get it out to the gigantic tight end, John Michael Sudduth, but well defended by King Henry. And that's a quick 3 and out for Vancouver.
And I think King Henry baited him into that too, because as you can see him walking, he just let him
he's
out there,
open.
And
wink, wink.
And he just made a beeline right for Sudduth right as the ball got there and just knocked him to the ground. But this is what Houston needed right here. After you score, to be able to get him in a 3 and out type situation and get the ball back and see if you can build upon this lead.
Short return on the punt by MSG. Houston will get the ball at their own 38-yard line. 2:20 to go, all 3 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning. Plenty of time to try to turn this into a 2-score advantage.
And they got very good starting field position as well.
Lakeman with the draw. Handing that one off to Sosa.
And 5 yards?
Yeah, 5-yard pickup on the draw play. Almost already to midfield as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Man, it's for a team with the quality of Vancouver, I don't think it's ever going to get out of hand, but you don't want to give them too much of a lead here.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Houston out in front, 10-7. And with the football on a drive, seeing if they can get it up to 2 scores. Watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Ball is handed off to Sosa. And man, we've seen some punishing hits on both sides, Gerald. We've seen some punishing trucks and stiff arms by the offense, and we've seen some punishing tackles by the defense.
I was fully expecting that to go the opposite way, the way we've actually seen Tino Sosa kind of run the ball as of late. He was preparing for it, but he got hit a lot faster than what he thought.
They're down in 2. Another draw immediately into the backfield. Yeah, perfectly wrapped up and getting that tackle. Marquise Reed, the vet, getting the stop.
Yeah, the former defensive back converted to safety. Coming in there, he read it all the way. Didn't fool anybody. He knew it was coming, and he just shot the gap right there and just hit him in the backfield. Very good defensive series right there. Look at both of them, right? You have Houston third down at 50%, and then you have Vancouver right north of 50%, 3 of 5.
Sonny J letting a lot of time tick off the clock before punting that one away. Brett Killian boldly decides to just field it and get laid out by Sakasi. 55 seconds to go, and Vancouver's trailing. They've got all 3 timeouts. You think they're going to try to make something of this drive, or are they backed up too far?
I think they're backed up too far. I think they're going to see what they're going to get a little bit in the run game. If they pass it, I'm going to be surprised. But I don't know, man. Vancouver had so far this season, they've done it all right. Oh my God!
Blake B. Craze, somebody very well, gets the tackle.
Taught him everything he knows. That was an interesting tackle too. It's like he's being blocked, comes right off the block and just checks somebody backwards.
Vancouver content to let the clock roll. They will get the ball to start the second half. So I think at this point they're just trying to end this first half unscathed. Never mind. Brown throws over the middle, one-handed catch to Brett Killian. And if that got picked, I was, listen, it's not a broadcaster's curse if they decide to just go rogue.
Oh, so I could say something like the game is clean. And get
that was all you.
And get just hammered
roasted
for it, but you can
boom roasted.
Say that, yeah.
29 seconds, clock rolling.
They're gonna run it.
Yeah, they're gonna go back down to the ground. J.W. Doyle getting a little bit of yardage in there. It's got that fullback speed though. Chris Henry with the tackle, and that'll likely be the final play of the first half. unless they want to try to snap it one more time.
I got a feeling they're going to snap it.
Well, and Brown's going to throw. Wow, don't throw a pick six. That'd be a shame. Jalen Wells.
Good God. Why? Why not run out of bounds before half? What kind of statement are you trying to make?
Who knows? A wild first half that's seen 2 score change leads already. But currently, Houston out in front 10-7 over the Vancouver Legion. As we head to the halftime stats and some snapshots, Gerald, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, look, I think it's a tight game, right? We don't know where it's going to go from here, but one thing that's really, really notable for Vancouver's offense, right? They don't even have half of the yards in this first half that they typically get in an entire game. So they average, 460 plus yards a game on offense. Right now, they're right below 200. And and Houston, for them, they're almost like right on par about where they need to be right here. But look, really, really tight game what they got going so far. So it's still anybody's game with the way both of these teams are playing.
Ezekiel Bear is your halftime player of the game. We'll be back after this. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Downtown Houston, Texas. Beautiful, picturesque city. Site of a couple of SFL conventions already.
It'd be hot there.
Yeah. You're a Southern boy. What do you mean? Like,
hot is hot, homie. Like,
yeah,
it's just like, you underestimated the hot when you came down to my neck of the woods when I lived in Louisiana.
Listen, I didn't expect when I got out of the car that I could literally swim through the air. It's so thick, you can start swimming like you're in a pool.
You were so melting. You're dude, it's just so hot.
I mean, it makes it convenient when, like, you gotta, check for, say, some damage on your roof or something. You don't even need a ladder. You just start swimming up to the roof and you're like, oh yeah, look at that. Yep.
It was a thing because you're like, it's just so hot, and it was starting to cool down. Like, it's so hot. Dude was dying.
Oh yeah. Muggy.
I don't miss the 85-degree nights. I don't miss it at all.
No, yeah, when the sun goes down, it should be cool. It shouldn't be 85. That's ridiculous. Christian Brown, 7 of 10, 126 yards, a touchdown and a pick in the first half. Not a lot of rushing out of this offense either. He's talked about in the pregame show how they're the #1 team in the league in rushing yards. They've got about 25 on the day. Make that 27. So you see the total yardage comparison. Not a lot of yardage really from either one of these teams. 153 so far for Vancouver to 122 from Houston. I'm Mike Dykes. He's Gerald Smith. We've got Justin Reside, Joshua Durr on stats, Cameron Irvine, our producer, back at SFL HQ. As that run good for a pickup of 6. You can see the average yards per play. Honestly, a little lower than you would expect from high-powered teams.
Yeah, look, and that's look, and for Vancouver, what's limited their yards, I think, is actually the way that Houston's tackling right now.
Oh, but they missed an opportunity there.
They sure did.
J.W. Doyle got hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Houston misses an opportunity to get the stop.
Yeah, look, and that's big for them, right? Because Houston hasn't missed so many, hasn't missed very many of those tackles so far this game. So, for them to miss one like that, being able to get out the field is huge.
Ball is handed off. Short pickup by Devin Lloyd. And, Gerald, we talk about the total yards in this one. Meanwhile, the other game going on, Bossier City at Arizona. Bossier City currently with 9 yards on the day, and they got about 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's actually updated numbers, -4 is their yardage total.
Oh, wow.
Quick pass down to the bottom. Doyle just misses it. That's why hashtag throw it to the fullback never caught on.
Yeah, he was trying to run before he grabbed it, right? So Doyle's been in the league a long time. You typically don't see anything like that from him. Former championship winning fullback.
Third down and 7.
Damon says, good drop.
Congrats, Doyle. Congrats on the drop, buddy. Christian Brown rolls out to the right, throws over the middle, and that one's batted away. Great pass deflection by Jason Peace. Gets the 4th down stop.
And Houston is playing really good defense right now, right? We can't say this about, Vancouver being in this type of situation at all this season. They typically have had the upper hand, for all the games that they played, especially 3 of their 4 games. They win by 3 scores. How often can we say that they've trailed in the second half this season through their 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of points that they're putting up on the board, not very often, if at all. But here they are right now trailing in this one. They've trailed twice because Houston was able to put some points on the board first. Then Vancouver got their touchdown, but then Houston responds with a touchdown of their own, reclaiming the lead. And here we are now in quarter number 3. Empty backfield for Houston. The Lake man drops back. Quick pass into coverage.
Oh, I see a flag.
Yeah, flag on the play.
I don't know. Let's get another look at it. See if we're there a little bit. If it's there a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I disagree.
I don't know, man.
I didn't see it, but
kind of had a little bit of hand checking early on, but right when the ball was there, I didn't see it at all.
Christian Brown in the chat. I swear the read coverage stat is just there for show. Man after my own heart. I hear you. The Lake man throws up top into coverage. That one nearly picked off right into the hands of Jack Russell. But he lets it fall down to the turf. 2nd down.
Wow. That's a missed opportunity for Vancouver right there. They could have took a lot of the momentum back right here, right? Especially when a game like this you're playing at home, for Houston, a lot of it's off of momentum, energy from the crowd and everything else. And that could have just flipped it around.
Second down. Lake man checks it down. Sosa able to get a nice gain. It's always good if you have a 2nd down and 10 if you're able to pick up more than half of what you need. 3rd down and 3, much better than a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, look, and they're in a position right now at with 3 yards to go, they can either run it, which is it looks like a formation they're running in, but you can do just about anything.
Well, they're going to pass. I thought they were going to go back down to the pitch, but instead they throw it into double coverage, and you gotta question that. I mean, their run game has been decently successful. I mean, it's not. I guess it's not getting huge yards tonight. The average between the 2 backs is about 2.7, if I'm doing math correctly. So not a lot. But when it's 3rd down and 3, maybe do the toss, see what Tino can do.
Yeah, or even at that right there, it looked like the Lake man had room to run around the edge. He kind of was halfway rolled out anyway, like just take it and go.
1st down and 10 for Vancouver now. Rick Killian on punt return duty. He's just kind of taking a bit of a beating. Fumbled earlier on. Didn't lose it, though. So 1st down and 10 for Vancouver now. They're at their own 32-yard line. 3 receiver set. Brown under center. His QBR has been cut in half compared to where it was earlier on as they stick to the run game, and Doyle not able to pick up much. They'll spot him with 3.
The way Houston is able to tackle, like, I can't stress that enough. Like, so if you're watching the game, right, which most of us are if you listen to us talk, right, like, it seems like Vancouver is not as sure tackled as Houston has been. When someone gets to a Vancouver ball carrier on Houston, they're able to bring them down most times.
Nick Lockett getting involved out of the backfield. He'll pick it up, but the whirling dervish just spun one too many times, I think, instead of just charging forward. 3rd down and 3 now coming up for the Legion.
And they got this is a pretty big, as we're nearly halfway through the 3rd. This could be a big 3rd down for Vancouver if they can keep this drive alive.
Watch for Brown to take it himself. No, play action. He's going to throw and nearly threw
How
a
did
pick.
that happen?
I don't know. It was somehow complete to Brett Killian. Everything that I thought was going to happen on that play didn't. It was the exact opposite.
He threw it. It was almost picked, and then somehow Brett Killian kept his focus and just brought it in while Blake Crates was draped all over his back.
John Barnhart went for the pick and just missed completely. Like,
Jeez.
didn't even get the pass deflection, just straight up missed. First quarter in the books in Arizona, 7-0. The Scorpions out in front over the Steamers as Ellingram III gets a tackle for a loss. Second down and 11. DJ the Myth in the chat. Guys, for the Vancouver Legion, not the Georgia Bulldogs, we don't have to run on every first down. See, some of these players, they're just expecting all the big playability from this team, and they're not seeing it so far tonight as Houston gets a sack. Running him over, Don Rohr.
Yeah, he's coming in there, and guess what? He's got himself a sack right here. Like we talked about, it's the least sacked team in the actual league, and now Houston has doubled it up with 2 sacks.
Yeah, both by Rohr.
Yeah, coming in, right? He's got a sack and a half now on the day, but it's like, man, they've actually, he came into this game being sacked only twice in 4 games. Houston has now brought him down just that many, just in this game.
They're down in 17. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for a situation like this as they move one of the receivers down to the bottom. Brown rolls down to the bottom and throws it only 5 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Wow. 4th and 17.
Yeah, they're obviously going to have to punt this one away.
You know what's an interesting thing, though? The way DR Sim was returning kicks last week, I'm not saying Mike St. Green can't do it, but the way DR Sim did it last week, I was like, man, that dude got to be in there all the time.
Mike St. Green returns it up to the 22-yard line. And still not a lot of scoring so far in this one. We'll have to see if Houston's able to get anything going here. We had a 9-play, 63-yard drive near the end of the first quarter. Houston was able to get a 41-yard field goal. Vancouver responded with a 10-play, 93-yard drive, getting a 10-yard touchdown pass. And after taking the ball away from Vancouver, Houston was able to get a 3-yard touchdown rush, giving them the lead back. Since that time, we've had a punt, halftime, a punt, and yet another punt. The Lake Man throws and finds Mike St. Green up at the 38-yard line. Good for a Houston first down.
Yeah, look, and they starting out this drive right here, right here on first down, coming out in a 4-wide set with a tight end right there, and just got Mike St. Green coming right across it, and and just finding himself wide open. If you give your quarterback enough time against a zone, you're going to find a pocket within the zone where your wide receivers are going to run at. So credit to the offensive line right there for giving the Lake Man enough time.
Lake Man drops back, throws into quadruple coverage. There's so many white jerseys there. I don't know what he was trying to do, unless I guess it was just a timing route and he just thought it'll work.
I think it was Daisy P still mad at Campbell for taking her pass that was thrown to her. She's like, you Lake Man, you got to throw me the ball. I need my catch today.
Empty backfield again now on third down. Lake Man pumps and sack. Ripped down by Achilles Papatonis. He has been everywhere. Second sack of the day for Papatonis. He's also got 4 tackles on the day. And it seems like he's been doing even more than that.
Yeah, he's just been an impact right at the defensive tackle position. Been able to do it, but this is a 3rd and very long right here. I mean, you look, just take what they're going to give you. Don't try to get it all.
Lake Man rolls out left. He's going to run with it. Hold on to that ball for safety. Lake Man he covers it at the last second.
He even put his head down and tried to take on the
Sure
AI
did.
right there. He's like, he's not real. He's a computer.
He's not even a real boy. He's like Pinocchio, only digital.
But look, Vancouver right there, right? Being able to, be able to shut, Houston down to kind of keep it at just this 3-score deficit. I feel like we have so many like possession changes in this third quarter.
Yeah, it's been lots of punting. And another kick return, punt return, I should say, for BK12. It's a Hall of Fame punt return right there.
Not the one that he didn't return anything when he dropped it.
Beluska unable to jar the ball free that time. Josh Farnsworth in the chat says, "Come to Papa, Tonus." Christian Brown saying it's wizard time. Christian Harry Potter Brown on the field. The center's going to hand that one off to Doyle. And they're going to need to cast a different spell because those first down runs are not working tonight.
Yeah, it's just look, but that's what's been working for them like all season, to get themselves in a good situation to do things. I mean, they got one of the top offenses in the league. They just haven't done that well today, and it's credit to the Houston defense.
All is handed off again, and still. All right, listen, if we're going to go with the wizard reference, you're a quarterback, Christian. You know, like you're a wizard, Harry. You get it? That's the jokes. Throw the ball, man. Third down and 7.
Yeah, he's got to now if he wants to pick this up.
Brown pumps.
No.
He decides he's going to run. You know what? He's going to get it, though. He's got some wheels. Gets laid out, but picks up the first down. See, I'm thinking maybe he just forgot.
Boy, how's that for a sorcery? He pump fakes and then takes off running. Kind of weird sorcery is this? Not quite weird. He just didn't have nobody and got panicked in the pocket and ran and then got mowed down but picked up the first down.
See, I just told Christian Brown what he is, and he's still asking. He doesn't even know.
He got hit too hard on that play.
I'm telling you, he's got that CTE. Doyle picks up 5.
And then someone from the stand says, he ain't going nowhere. Did you not hear that? Like,
second down and 5 at the 45. Brown under pressure throws. That one is complete. He remembered he was a quarterback. Ezekiel Bear gets his third catch of the day. Picks up a first down for the Legion.
Right, what a way for Christian Brown to hang in there when he had King Henry just barreling down on him and still being able to deliver a dart right to Bear to be able to bring it in. And Bear's being one of their most productive wide receivers right now at 44 yards on his 3 or 4 catches.
Doyle with another carry. He's averaging about 2 yards per carry on the day. Picks up 3 there. Second down and 7 as we approach the final minute of quarter number 3.
And both these backfields average over 4 yards a carry collectively.
Yeah,
they are like at 2.5 maybe.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, 4.7 yards per carry average for the Legion, third best in the league, and that even counts Christian Brown's averages.
That's his third
Get
sack.
the hat trick, Mr. Rohr, Don Rohr, with 3 sacks on the day.
Wow, and they have now sacked him more times in this game than what he had the first 4. Just ran right by that right tackle. And Christian Brown couldn't do anything. The guy was right on top of him.
They're down in 11 outside of field goal range. Field goal will at least tie it up. Doyle takes a few steps down towards the right side of the formation. Pass over the middle into double coverage is incomplete. Tried to hit the Bear. 4th down and 11. We've got an update from Arizona. Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ.
Thank you, Mike. Well, Bossier City had a tough first half, but just before the end of the first half, the Steamers able to deliver on a 3rd down and goal, the top of the screen, and the touchdown to Jeff Bamfield from Johnny Pickler. 17-7 as they enter the second half.
Thank you, Cam. Punt drops down. Oh, it's going to roll right out of bounds at the 1 yard line. Great job by the special teams unit for Vancouver. 3 quarters in the books. 10 minutes remains here from Houston. The Headhunters out in front, 10-7 over the visiting Vancouver Legion. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on the Virtual Football Network. This week on VFN, we've got the SFL Week 7 tonight, Saturday and Monday. And the UFL's final 2 weeks of the regular season continues Sunday and Wednesday. No other network gives you more football. The SFL lives on VFN. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. We've got Justin Reside. We've got Joshua Durr. They are on stats with us tonight. Cameron Irvine, our producer, back at SFL HQ. Blake Man backed up to his own 2, hands the ball off to Sosa, who picks up a good chunk of yards on first down, 8 in fact.
Look, and what a way to start out like a drive when you backed up inside your own 2, right? You come right out, you get very, very good block, and you pick up 8 on the first play. It opens up the playbook just a little bit more for you.
Looking like they might go down to the toss, and they do, as Baloo Scott is easily tackled in the backfield. Well read by Vancouver.
Yeah, look, and that's what we were talking about, like, as we were doing the, defensive player spotlight. Like, look, you had a guy come right in there, slow Baloo Scott down. He didn't make the play, but he slowed her down for the teammate to be able to come in and bring her down for a TFL.
Pass over the middle is complete. Moves the sticks as Daisy Peace finally gets her catch.
Yeah, and there's no Campbell to be found. She just said, "You're not coming out for this one, pal. Stay on the sideline. I'm going to make my stop route and get my catch that I need to keep our drive alive."
First down and 10. Up at the 17-yard line. The Lake Man changing the play at the line.
And they're playing way off right here. Vancouver's playing way off at the corners.
Handing it off to Sosa. Great block set up, but only able to pick up 5. As Houston nursing that 3-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Still anyone's ball game.
Look, and I do think that Houston feels comfortable with where they are right now. You know what I mean? I do think it. Look at Baloo. Oh, wow.
Baloo getting all the way.
What?
Wow, that is a questionable spot. They say that she picked up 3. I thought she picked up 6.
Man, she balled right in there and took a couple of guys across the first down marker, it looked like to me. That's kind of a poor spot.
Well, it's handed off. Sosa bottled up behind the line and did not get the first down, so they didn't question the previous spot. Will they question this one and see if they actually can get another inch out of it?
I would at this stage, because your defense is playing pretty good. I think it's a very good challenge right there by Houston, because you don't know where it's going to bring you, because I do think they got it by more than a yard. I don't say a yard, at least a half a yard pass. We're going to see. I think it's a very good challenge here.
Take another look at the play. Scott was bottled up, pushed forward, and certainly fell across the line, but where was his knee in relation to the ball?
Great. I couldn't see. They stopped the clip. Get out of the way, guys.
Let's get the ruling on the field from the ref. The play stands. So not only will it still be 4th down, but Houston loses a timeout on the challenge.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really see. And maybe the shin hit before the knee did.
Yeah.
Something like that. But man, I would have challenged the previous play, because it seemed like it was so much more obvious. But I still like them challenging anyway, because you never know. This could have kept that drive alive and kept it going.
We'll see if that lost timeout comes back to hurt them later on, as now Vancouver will get the ball in good starting field position. They'll be up at their own 41-yard line and see if they're able to capitalize and at least get this game tied back up. Of course, Vancouver looking to take the lead in this one. Christian Brown has only thrown the ball 17 times, completed 10. 11 if you count the one that he threw to Houston. going to stick to that run game on first down. And finally, J.W. Doyle able to pick up some good yards, the longest run of any player tonight on either team.
Look, and this was propelled by Jason Peace hitting the line and not getting through. Way to get him to get picked up and get caught up in the trash would allowed the running back to get the edge with the blocks they had on the ends and actually not, pick up some yardage here.
Picked up about 19 on the ground on that one. Now with the ball at Houston's 40. And Devin Lloyd gets the carry and
these are
able to pick up 5.
And just to think about it, put it in a little bit of perspective. You have Tino Sosa, 2.6 yards a carry, number 3 rusher in the league. Devin Lloyd, 2.3 yards per carry, number 4 rusher in the league.
Brown to throw on a short drop, goes over the middle and finds Brett Killian all the way down to the 11-yard line. And, it's certainly, no matter how you slice this cake, it's not going to be a high-scoring game at the end, but it certainly has been competitive, very tough defensive battle for these two teams. And, Vancouver maybe saving the best for last here, coming in, midway through the fourth quarter, looking to take the lead.
Yeah, sometimes it's the saying can be true, better late than never. Oh, look, they broke a tackle.
Doyle breaking tackles left and right. Gets it down to the 5-yard line, 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4.
And I said that excitingly so because we just haven't really seen that from Vancouver all game long. Of them being able to break the tackle of Houston when they got it, and all of a sudden you just see him run out, and he's got space.
2nd down and 4 means they can get a first down before they even score. Brown under center. He's going to try to take it himself, but bottled up right at the line of scrimmage, and Houston's defense isn't going to allow that to work as your boy, Blake B. Craze, gets the stop. No gain on the play, third down.
Blake Craze, just like his daddy taught him, stand your guy up, hold your ground, and be able to read and come through when you need it.
Brown to throw on third down. Quick pass, end zone, and that one is incomplete. A rare miss between Christian Brown and BK12.
I don't know how that got missed right there. It bounced off his head. Concentrate, Hall of Famer. Take away his jacket.
I think, we talked about it in the pregame show about how it's not always about those defensive stats. Sometimes it's just about quarterback pressures. So if you watch that play back, Brown was about to get leveled. He had to throw the ball. I think that was one of those routes that he needed about another 2 seconds in the pocket for the route to develop, and then he would have been able to connect for the touchdown. But he had to get rid of the ball.
You mean it's not one of those things where you just holler, "Hey, Brett," and you throw it, and he turns around?
I think that's probably
the way we did it in the backyard.
Well, yeah. This is a big yard, though. You got to yell really loud to get your voice all the way into the end zone.
But, yeah, look, good news is, right, they were able to even the score up right now, right, and they stopped the momentum that Houston has had for a while. I don't like King Henry returning the ball.
So 35 minutes in the books, and all for nothing as it's a tie ball game, effectively 0-0. So a whole brand new ball game will be decided in the final 5 minutes. Got more SFL action later on tonight. Got a pair of games coming up in the 9:45 block. You got Carolina at Queen City, and you've got Sin City at Los Angeles later on tonight. Games should be fun. Sosa getting bottled up behind the line and only picks up a yard. Inside 5 minutes to go, and nobody's winning right now, Gerald. Nope. Except for us, because we got a good game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Look, 2 weeks in a row, we got really good games, and both of them involving Houston so far. But let's see if Houston's, for them, if they're going to be able to, pull away late in the game like they did last week.
Like, man, throws it to Peace. And Daisy picks up a couple. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot here, only gaining 2 yards on 2 plays. Right after Vancouver goes down and scores to tie the ball game up. This is a pretty big 3rd down I think if Vancouver is able to stop them here, Vancouver feels pretty good about where they are. Oh,
Lakeman going to try to do it with his legs. Oh, lowers that shoulder and trucks him in. That's how you get a first down.
You can tell the Lakeman wants it, and they want to slay another Goliath, similar to what they did, the last couple of weeks. He puts his shoulder down, and he has now become probably like pretty close to the leading rusher for his team. He's got 30 yards.
Yeah.
30-plus yards on the ground right now.
Lakeman under center. Quick pass to Mike St. Green. He'll pick up a couple on the play. 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, look, and they're doing. Look, as long as they keep it going, they're gonna just start to kind of chew away this clock and hopefully get themselves in a situation where they can chew more clock. We got 3.5 minutes left. Oh man, look at him! Oh my God!
Breaking tackles, getting all the way up to the 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, look, and he actually broke some tackles right in the middle because as you had the defender come right in there and Marquise Reed to be able to bring him down and able to break that one and then just keep going to get, all but 1 yard left of game. We're here on 3rd down. This is very, very manageable for them. They're averaging more than a yard a carry.
They are averaging more than a yard per carry. Even the Lakeman is Baloo Scott hit behind the line, but falls forward for a first down. We've got another update from Arizona. Cameron Irvine, take it away.
Thank you, Mike. Bossier City's been finding ways to lose this season, but they might be finding ways to win in the second half. Ashley Jackson picked off by Bogey Barr. It's returned 102 yards to the house, and Bossier City cuts the deficit to 3, 17-14 in the third. Back to you for your conclusion. The exciting game between Vancouver and Houston.
Thank you, Cam. So would that count as a thick 6?
He ain't thick enough.
No.
He ain't thick enough.
All right.
It's got to be one of the big boys up front.
Sosa tackled for a 1 yard loss. The Lakeman throws. Mike St. Green out in the open. Can he go? 10-5. Touchdown, Houston. They reclaim the lead.
Oh, my God. And he tackled and somebody's dead in the end zone now.
Emmanuel Blackman injured. He is still alive.
Look, and Emmanuel Blackman has been like their best defender. So, look, I know we have time here, and now that Houston put up on the board, but if Vancouver actually goes down and scores to tie this game up, if they get the ball back, I mean, what's that mean for their actually, defensive, backfield? Because Emmanuel Blackman, he's the league leader in interceptions. He's by far the best corner in the league.
He is. He got injured in the championship game as well, and that was a moment of a sigh of relief for the Aztecs as he had just been causing chaos the entire game, and I thought for sure that he was going to get a game-sealing pick or something like that for Vancouver, but we got to work on his durability. We've actually called a couple of games where he's gone down with an injury, and that definitely could cost the Legion in the end. So first and foremost, though, this offense has to get a touchdown, and that was actually Mike St. Green's first receiving touchdown since March 22nd. So it's about time the old vet did something.
Got a little hungry and put some MSG on it.
Sure did.
Tastes good.
That is how you season up food good. So the high-powered #1 scoring offense in the league has put up 10 points so far in this one. 2:08 to go, and they need 7. Brown back to throw. Quick pass to the big fella. And they'll go right back into the hurry up, but that's called off by untimely 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes to go here in this one. Can Vancouver claw their way back into it, or will Houston get their 5th win of the season? You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network.
Now Vancouver does score a league best 36 points on the road. They are the best at scoring points on the road. They're not going to score that much now, but
Brown throws into coverage, and that one nearly could have been taken away by Jason Peace. But it falls down to the turf. 2nd down and 10. All 3 timeouts for Vancouver. Only 2 for Houston as they lost one on a challenge earlier on in the ball game, but they do have the lead. Second down and 10 from their own 45. Short drop by Brown. He finds BK across midfield, picks up 13 yards, first down Vancouver.
I don't think it's a very good idea by Houston right here to play man coverage and not send maybe extra people. It's just not that good. This passing offense is way too good to do that. I think they're more comfortable. They need to be more comfortable in somewhat of a zone type defensive setup because they haven't been doing it all night with the man.
From the 42, Brown throws and just misses his target. John Michael Sudduth picking himself up off the ground. And maybe the turf monster got him.
Yeah, it was almost like a log jam, almost like they had some sort of like cross routes or whatever with the wide receivers there. They all got they just slammed together.
Yeah, and somebody zigged when they should have zagged, I think. Yep. Got to be careful with that. Brown to throw, quick pass to BK12 again, and almost a broken tackle, which could have spelled touchdown.
Yeah, and they gotta do something better because right here on how they got the chunk yardage Vancouver did was with Killian actually getting down the middle like that, right? Being able to do some sort of a post route.
Short drop by Brown again. Another quick pass almost intercepted. King Henry could have ended the game.
He could have ended the game right there. He's just too tall, just couldn't lean down. King Henry's like, no, I don't stoop that low to pick that up. It's got to be hit me in the chest. But it could have got his team to win right there. So we're going to see how Vancouver's gonna handle, these next 24 yards and potentially tie this ball game.
4-down territory the rest of the way. They need that touchdown. Brown to throw up top. That one's complete. John Michael Sudduth. Kai Cash had a good opportunity at it and missed.
This is getting really stressful for me right now.
I know.
I'm about to lose my mind. All these near misses and everything else, but Vancouver has been on the better side, or at least on this drive so far.
Sticking to the 4 wide receiver look. Brown changing the play at the line. Brown to throw, quick pass to the bottom. That's complete to BK12 for a gain of 8. They'll go into the hurry up here. I'm not sure if they should.
They have a lot of time.
Brown rolls out down to the bottom, and I would let him
King Henry got
picked off. That's the game. King Henry gets the game-sealing interception in the end zone.
King Henry says, I don't bend the knee. I actually go up and get it right here to seal the deal for my squad, and he bends the knee right there once everything is all good and secure. And guess what? Houston is going to take this, and they have now slayed another Goliath on the season.
Have.
I would even say it's now their 3rd straight. They beat Albuquerque, which no one has done. A 3-1 Arizona team who is playing really, really well.
Yeah.
And now they just took down the unbeatens who come to Houston. I mean, the unbeaten in Vancouver that come to Houston.
Yeah.
And they played well.
They sure did. I mean, it was a slow start. It took both teams a while to get some points on the board, but ultimately in the end, Houston did everything that they needed to do to win this game, and part of it was keeping the game clean. We saw Christian Brown throw 2 interceptions in the end, and also Vancouver fumbled the football as well. Granted, it wasn't turned over, but still ball security was an issue for Vancouver. It was not for Houston, and ultimately Houston comes away with the 17-10 victory over the now previously undefeated Vancouver Legion. Saturday, an SFL 4-pack of games gets started with Minnesota and Denver, our game of the week in the Central Division. It's a Central Division clash, plus Charleston, Oklahoma City, Mexico City, Florida, go Aztecs, Detroit, Fort Worth. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL lives on the Virtual Football Network. Don't shake your head at me. I saw that.
Nobody can see that.
0-0's on the clock. That's the final here in this one. Houston 17, Vancouver 10. Gerald, your final thoughts?
Well, it was a thing just like last week. We seen Houston late in the game, right? Being able to stay calm and actually do what needed to be done to get themselves in a position to win. And they did that again here tonight for Vancouver. They didn't play bad, but Houston forced them into situations they didn't want to be in. They had 2 turnovers. They sacked Christian Brown 3 times. That just shows what you can do when you get pressure on a quarterback. Forced them to do things they typically wouldn't do otherwise. So credit to Houston. They are now considered one of the best teams in the league right now, right?
Absolutely.
Taking down a team like Vancouver. But Vancouver is still one of the best teams in the league as well.
Vancouver falls to 4-1. Houston advances to 5-1. Vancouver will take on Sin City next, and Houston will host Bossier City. This has been the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. For Gerald Smith, Justin Reside, Josh Doer, Cameron Irvine, Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit. This is Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy, and have yourselves a great night.